In 1995, Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson blew up the box office with a vengeance. It was also the year we first met Woody and Buzz in Toy Story, and everyone was going around quoting "as if" and "Houston, we have a problem." But while those blockbusters dominated pop culture, 1995 also produced another batch of movies, ones that didn't inspire Halloween costumes or get nominated for prestigious awards.
Ugh, as if.
Blue in the Face is an improvisational film that continues the story of the characters from Smoke, which was directed by Wayne Wang based on a screenplay by Paul Auster.
From Wayne Wang, director of The Joy Luck Club, and award-winning novelist Paul Auster, comes a very special human comedy.
It follows the quirky lives of various characters connected to a tobacco shop in Brooklyn run by Harvey Keitel. When it was released by Miramax in June 1995, the studio made a modest profit on the indie film when it exceeded expectations, grossing $8.3 million at the box office and another $5 million in foreign sales. Blue in the Face emerged from improvisational rehearsals during the filming of Smoke. Wang and Auster were impressed by the cast's spontaneous creativity and pitched the idea of filming a second movie to Miramax, while they still had access to the talent and locations.
I mean, the whole neighborhood comes in here. It's a hangout.
The eclectic cast includes Harvey Keitel, Giancarlo Esposito, Roseanne Barr, and Victor Argo.
Now you don't know how to listen.
I'm listening.
Well, I told you what the problem is, then why are you asking me again?
And the film's numerous cameos include Michael J. Fox,
You satisfied with the size and shape of your penis? Oh,
Lily Tomlin,
what day is this?
Today? It's Wednesday.
Lou Reed,
I'm scared 24 hours a day, but not necessarily in New York.
Madonna as a singing telegram, Mira Sorvino,
Give him a little bit of kindness.
This is New York!
and RuPaul more than a decade before Drag Race premiered.
I'm gonna teach you a new dance. It's called the Brooklyn Cha-Cha. It's real simple, okay? It goes like this, okay? Step, step, cross, open, back, back, cha-cha-cha.
Despite featuring a diverse range of talents, which contribute to the film's offbeat charm and humor, it would not prove to be as successful as Smoke, grossing $1.3 million when it was released in 16 theaters on October 13th, 1995, only 4 months after Smoke was released.
What's up with that?
Maybe it was too soon.
When I see Wayne Newton, I'm gonna chase him down the street and I'm gonna mount him like Trigger.
Mute Witness, a horror film about a mute makeup artist trapped in a studio where a snuff film is being shot, was originally slated for a summer 1995 release, but its distributor, Sony Pictures Classics, got nervous about competition from Dimension's demonic epic Prophecy and New Line's Mortal Kombat. So it was pushed back to September 15th, a weekend dominated by Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything Julie Newmar, in the #1 spot.
Let's give it to him, girls.
It opened at number 18 in 284 theaters and ultimately earned a total of $1.1 million. Although Diane Keaton had directed music videos and a 1987 documentary titled Heaven, Unstrung Heroes, about a young boy raised by his eccentric uncles, an inventor father, and a dying mother in the 1950s and 60s, was her first feature film.
Just leave me alone.
Nothing.
It was based on Franz Liszt's memoir and adapted by Richard LeGravenese, who had previously written The Fisher King.
You're out of your mind! Yes!
According to the New York Times, author Franz Liszt was not happy with changes made for the film version, but was contractually prohibited from speaking to the press. Keaton told the New York Times, quote, "I don't think the tone of the book is the same as the film. I don't think I was able to do that. The film is smaller, much more inside. The book is much more of his life, and you also felt New York."
He doesn't know what he believes. My brother's filled him with all that junk.
Maybe they're right for once.
In the same article, one of the stars of the film, John Turturro, talked about Keaton's strength as a director. Quote, "She's not a wuss at all. I saw her stand up for herself plenty of times on the set. She's not this helpless Annie Hall."
That's ridiculous.
In May 1995, it was screened at the Cannes Film Festival in the Certain Regard section, along with other yet-to-be-released movies, including Ulu Grossbard's Georgia with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Mare Winningham, and a half-hour short by director John Borman titled Two Nudes Bathing.
Kiss.
It opened in 10 theaters on September 15, 1995, before expanding to a total of 576 and grossed a total of $7.9 million.
Sometimes you find heroes in the most unlikely places.
This is the city, full of sleazeballs, jerks, and buttheads taking unfair advantage of their fellow man. But now there's someone to turn to who'll give them what they deserve. Justice, retribution, payback. Mr. Payback.
Mr. Payback, an interactive film where the audience used remote control devices to vote on the protagonist's actions, opened in 39 specially equipped theaters in February 1995.
You, the audience, choose the ultimate payback.
A control unit attached to the armrest of each theater seat featured color-coded buttons that corresponded to on-screen choices. Each audience member could vote as many times as they could click. Within the few seconds each option was available. The movie's fast-paced plot involved a vigilante who seeks justice.
He's part man, part cyborg, and 100% Avenger.
An example of the type of audience interaction that was part of the experience was choosing whether to throw a mugger into a trash dumpster with the slam dunk, bounce him off the side, or miss the shot entirely.
Decisions.
In an interview with the New York Times, Bob Bejan, the head of Interfilm Technologies Incorporated, which developed the interactive system used for the movie, told the New York Times, quote, "I think of it as digital vaudeville. For the kids who have grown up pressing buttons to control their choices, this is for them." The cost for equipping theaters with the technology was $100,000. Since this was the mid-90s, the system used 4 video disc players driven by a personal computer with a 486 series microprocessor and equipped with several special circuit boards designed by Interfilm's engineers. Although 35mm film was the standard at the time, it used a video projection system, which theaters were just starting to experiment with.
From the creator of Back to the Future comes Hollywood's first interactive movie.
The film was made on a modest budget of $1.7 million and written and directed by Bob Gale, who had previously written the Back to the Future movies.
I happen to love technology in all of its forms. Anybody that's a filmmaker should be loving technology, because if it wasn't for technology, we wouldn't be here.
Action. Now, Gale has written, directed, and created the world's first interactive feature film, Mr. Payback.
One of the things that intrigued me about taking on this project is because nobody knows what an interactive movie is. The book hasn't been written on how do you make an interactive movie. I got a lot of favors from a lot of people that I'd done business with over the years. Everybody just kind of said, hey, you know, this may be where the future's going. It's a possible future. Let's get into it.
This show is all about making choices.
One of those favors was getting Christopher Lloyd to play the part of a racist man.
Let's try it, shall we?
Interfilm got several large theater chains to participate in the experiment, including AMC, General Cinemas, and Sony. For their weekly review show, Siskel and Ebert interviewed Chicago area teens after one of the screenings.
And did you like Forrest Gump more or less than this? Or is it a close call?
Yeah, it's a close call.
Do you like the part where the principal was hit, where she was dressed up in a leather harness and hit with a paddle?
Yeah, I like that part. That was funny.
More fun than an average movie or less fun?
Really more fun than an average movie.
Unlike their interview subjects, Siskel and Ebert did not enjoy Mr. Payback.
The movie is moronic. It is bathroom humor. It's an insult to the intelligence. But what I want to do right here is say, I think the verdict isn't in yet on the idea of interactivity. Now, this is not a movie. A movie acts on you. You don't want to interact with it. You want it to act on you. I'm picking not only the worst film of the year, but also the worst idea for a film. The name of my selection is Mr. Payback. And it was one of those interactive movies that were hyped real big last spring and then fell right off the edge of the map.
No problem. You won't move it? I will. One piece at a time. Stop! I'll move it! I'll move it! I'm moving it!
The basic problem I had with the choices on the screen in Mr. Payback was that they didn't have one called None of the Above, which I would have voted for every time. If there were buzzwords that did not turn on the audience during the year, they were virtual reality and interactivity. I think the jury is still out on virtual reality, but but interactivity looks as dead as a doornail. That's my choice.
Interfilm produced other titles that utilized the system, including Ride for Your Life about competing bicycle messengers in New York City, which starred Adam West and a pre-Scream Matthew Lillard, and Bombmeister about a mad bomber in a clown costume starring Jeffrey Jones.
Countdown has begun.
Matthew Costello, who co-wrote Bombmeister and was also the author of the best-selling 1990s CD-ROM game, The Seventh Guest, told the New York Times, "This is like the first silent movie, where audiences were excited about films of trains going through tunnels. But it won't be too long before this becomes a new art form, and we can use it to do all kinds of things." Interfilm's venture in interactive movies struggled to gain traction due to extremely limited theatrical distribution and failed to generate sufficient money back from the investment. Ultimately, the concept was abandoned, and none of the films produced were ever released on home video.
Sony New Technologies, in association with Interfilm, presents Mr. Payback. Revenge has never been so much fun.
Unzipped is a documentary film about fashion designer Isaac Mizrahi's fall collection. The movie showcases Mizrahi's personality and creativity as he prepares for Fashion Week.
Wait a minute. Okay, go.
The New York Times described Mizrahi as a madcap maestro of haute couture.
Is that why you're going to make gowns for me?
Yes, I am. I'm going to make gowns for you. And that is how she referred to it. She said, "Will you make me gowns?" Like that, she laughed. I was like, "Are you kidding? Will I make you gowns? I will make you nothing but gowns." Oh, I mean, this is like, I can't wait.
The film offers a behind-the-scenes look at the fashion world, featuring appearances by supermodels like Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, and Linda Evangelista, who both made an appearance at the 1995 Sundance Film Festival to promote the movie.
Hello, my name is Doug Keeve, and I directed the documentary Unzipped, which is having an anniversary screening this year. It won the Audience Award at Sundance. I forgot to do my hair. The film, I think, shows you the fashion world in a way that other people, I don't think, capture it.
I know, but that's the thing.
It is the fashion industry of the 90s. It's Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford.
You're a little close here.
Exactly.
It's like my pores are not that small.
There are these amazing icons in the film that make the film so much fun. And it captures the allure of fashion, but also the absurdity.
I have a new husband at home waiting for me patiently. We're ready to go out to dinner.
Strange man under your skirt.
There's a certain nostalgia watching Unzipped now. There were no cell phones, no social media, and fashion had a different kind of intimacy. It was kind of stepping into a magical kingdom in a way.
The infamous fiasco Waterworld was at the top of the box office in its second week of release when Unzipped debuted in 2 theaters on August 4th, 1995. It would later expand to 119 theaters and gross a total of $2.8 million. The Italian vacation spot Lake Como in 1937, on the eve of World War II, is the setting for A Month by the Lake, which follows an older woman played by Vanessa Redgrave as she vies for the attention of an army major played by Edward Fox.
Oh, come on, Major. Even I have wild, unconquerable desires.
Yes, but one that stops you dead in your tracks.
However, her plans are disrupted by a young American nanny played by Uma Thurman, who captivates him with her beauty and charm.
Will you join me for a drink this evening?
Well, Major! Miss Bentley! Hello. Oh, hello. Ciao. Hello.
Variety described it as a wafer-thin tale, with modest theatrical prospects on its way to cable and video shelves. A Month by the Lake opened in 10 theaters on September 22nd, 1995, the same day as Showgirls, and would end up grossing $2.1 million.
To our holiday!
Viva!
Hey!
Very nice.
Roommates follows the story of Rocky, played by Peter Falk, a cantankerous but lovable elderly grandfather who adopts his 6-year-old grandson Michael, played by D.B. Sweeney, after his parents pass away.
The Rocky in a movie is based on a real guy. My grandson is moving in here with me.
Papa, be reasonable.
Reason and family got nothing to do with one another.
The movie spans several decades, showcasing their unique bond and relationship.
They're gonna come in here and get you.
I just wouldn't want to be the first guy through the door.
Will you just listen to me?
Rocky, give me the... Will you... Let's go!
Julianne Moore plays Michael's love interest, who Falk's character doesn't approve of.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, and he should.
No, I'm not. I'm not ashamed of myself. And I'll tell you something else, I'm not. I'm not a jealous old man who's scared to death of being left alone.
In his 2.5-star review, Roger Ebert wrote, "If the movie had just been a little less cute and Rocky just a little less like the most unforgettable character we've ever met, it might have amounted to more."
And when it came to a crunch, he's the one guy you would always depend on. Family takes care of family.
Roommates opened in 1,262 theaters on March 3rd, 1995, a week which was dominated by the Jonathan Taylor Thomas Disney vehicle Man of the House. It would go on to gross $12 million.
Roommates, rated PG, starts Friday, March 3rd.
The Crossing Guard is a drama film directed by Sean Penn about a man seeking vengeance for his daughter who was killed by a drunk driver. The movie explores themes of grief, anger, and redemption. It was Sean Penn's second movie after directing his younger brother Chris Penn in the 1991 drama The Indian Runner.
I'm gonna give you 3 days.
They threatened to kill me last night.
Was he serious?
After more over-the-top roles such as the Joker in Batman and a wild man in Wolf, Jack Nicholson told the New York Times, "I was in a mood to do something like this. I wanted to do something without any augmentation. So many of my films have been melodramatic. To be honest, I wanted to do the kind of acting I don't do that often."
Look around the marriages people have. We had a good one, didn't we?
It was a wonderful time.
Nicholson's co-star in the movie, Angelica Houston, talked about what it was like to reunite with him after they had had a years-long relationship and had barely spoken since a tumultuous breakup 4 years before being cast together in this project. She said, "I can't speak for Jack, but I brought my experience with me to the table. It's one of those backlogs you can't rid yourself of easily."
She is dead. She's not coming back no matter what you do.
The Crossing Guard opened in 6 theaters on November 17, 1995, and grossed a total of $868,000. Reckless is a black comedy based on a 1983 play by Craig Lucas. The movie explores themes of love, relationships, and mortality.
I took a contract out on your life.
That is the sickest joke.
This man is a professional.
Reckless grossed $103,000 in its theatrical release.
Everybody gets special attention.
Mary Louise Parker, who co-starred in the movie, would go on to play the lead role, which Mia Farrow portrayed in the film version in a Broadway revival of the play in 2004.
Oh, she's deaf. You're deaf. I'm sorry. Oh, not that you're deaf, but I just love your house.
Frankie Starlight, starring Matt Dillon and Gabriel Byrne, a $6 million Irish co-production with Fine Line Features, a now defunct specialty division of New Line Cinema, is a romantic drama that explores themes of love, family, and identity.
Every star has a story, you know, Frankie.
Variety noted that the film has a considerable amount of blarney and described it as strictly art house fare.
A magical tale.
I love you, Burns. And I love Frankie, too.
While the film was sold successfully to distribution companies in Italy, Germany, Taiwan, and Japan, it only opened in 5 theaters in the US on November 22, 1995, grossing a negligible $12,694 total. The Underneath is a neo-noir remake of the 1949 film Criss Cross, which starred Burt Lancaster and Yvonne DiCarlo.
They're killers. I can't even sleep. Look the way he treats me.
He saw the danger signs, but he wouldn't heed them. For him, there was no way out.
This updated version was directed by Steven Soderbergh. The movie follows a man played by Peter Gallagher who returns to his hometown and gets caught up in a crime plot. Soderbergh has publicly expressed his disappointment with the film and said he knew as he was making it that it wasn't going to work.
What the hell's going on?
In an interview with Criterion, he said, quote, "It's a very unpleasant feeling to know that, not being able to discuss that with anybody and see everyone working so hard, cast and crew, to give you what you want every day. And you know this thing is dead on arrival. I resolved that that was never going to happen to me again."
I can't wait for this whole thing to be over.
The film, which co-stars Elizabeth Shue, Allison Elliott, and William Fichtner, is also notable for featuring a cameo by Shelley Duvall as a nurse.
I was about to come see you anyway. It's time for you to take your pill.
Gramercy Pictures dumped the movie in 21 theaters on April 28, 1995, and it made $536,000 in its theatrical run. Soderbergh followed it up by directing and starring in the smaller budget, more experimental Schizopolis.
When I say that this is the most important motion picture you will ever attend, my motivation is not financial gain, but a firm belief that the delicate fabric that holds all of us together will be ripped apart unless every man, woman, and child in this country sees this film.
Bye. I'll call you, okay? Yeah.